From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a winter weather alert.
All right, it's 4 o'clock here in the afternoon. Fred Gossage in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with another live winter storm update. After this one, we have one more this afternoon coming up at 5 o'clock. Here's a look at the watches and warnings and advisory across the area. They all run from now through 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Again, we're not going to change the advisories and things this deep into the game here, but an overall look where we still have the ice storm warning in place and the winter storm warning, and then the winter weather advisory in place. Viper Live Doppler Radar brought to you by Fuller Services, showing light to moderate freezing rain and freezing drizzle and some occasional sleet overspreading a large part of southern middle Tennessee, northwest Alabama, and northeastern areas of middle of Mississippi as well. But slide into southern middle Tennessee, and you can see patches of light to moderate freezing rain and freezing drizzle scattered around here and there. It's not as steady. Everybody has it right this moment, but it's coming on through. We'll slide down to northwest Alabama, and it has been picking up in intensity here, western Limestone County through Lawrence County up into eastern Lauderdale County. Sam Camp and Rogersville earlier was getting some heavy freezing rain. It was picking up into Colbert County, southern Lauderdale County, and the Franklin County, and you notice it picking up into northeast Mississippi as well, and starting to get some of that spreading over into Madison County as well. But the above freezing air is moving on up into Madison County, and that will be converting over to rain for some of those areas as we head forward. You can see that rain line starting to inch northward here up into parts of North Alabama near the Huntsville metro area. That will continue to shift north as we head through the rest of the afternoon and the evening and into the overnight. It is a gradual process. It doesn't just race through, but it is on schedule, and it will do that through the evening and the overnight hours. We'll take the Arctic Air Skycam network and go around, look at our points here. 25 degrees here on the north side of town in Lawrenceburg. You notice the traffic moving okay, but on the slow side here, we still have our slushy conditions. TDOT has done a lot to help clear the main travel lanes on the 4-lane here on North Locust on Highway 43 in Lawrenceburg. We'll slide down to the Shoals, check out the University of North Alabama in Florence. We're up to 28 with a dew point of 26. That temperature gradually inching up. You notice it's looking more wet on Pine Street now here, so things are starting to melt from below a little bit. Even though the temperature is below freezing, we have some freezing drizzle and freezing rain here into parts of the Shoals at least. It's slacked off a little bit in some parts of Lauderdale County temporarily, though. Up to 22 degrees in Columbia with a dew point of 20, with sleet and freezing drizzle and freezing rain moving into parts of Murray County, including Mount Pleasant as well, up to 23 degrees not there. It's still well below freezing, but these temperatures are inching up as we head on into the mid to late afternoon here, as evidenced by the live conditions. We're above freezing now. On top of Montesano Mountain, it's currently 33 degrees up here on the mountain with a dew point of 29. So again, that above freezing air is now moving into the Huntsville metro area as we speak, and that will continue to move northwest. Up to 26 at the northwest side here of Savannah. The airport on the southeast side of town here a few minutes ago was already up to 30 degrees. It's still below freezing, but even some improvement in the temperatures here into Hardin County, Tennessee. Boonville's up to 30. I'll show you the map here with current temperatures regionally in just a moment. Up to 23 in Waynesboro. It's not as solid white on the roadway anymore. You're starting to see a few travel lanes where maybe things are beginning to melt a little bit from underneath, from the warmer ground temperatures, and also underneath the contact layer of the pavement, and then a little bit of solar radiation through the cloud cover, although not much. We'll slide up to Hohenwald here in Lewis County, 23 here as well. Starting to see a little more of the asphalt in the travel lanes, but the side street is still covered in ice and snow there. Here are current temperatures area wide, and you can see Redstone Arsenal in the Huntsville metro area up to 35, up to 31 in Decatur, up to 31 in Moulton, 28 in Russellville, 28 in Athens, 28 in Florence, 28 in Pulaski and Fayetteville, up to 27 at the Lawrenceburg Airport, which is important. I'll show you in a moment. The Futurecast HER model thinks it's 21 or 19 in all these areas. So the temperatures in reality are a few to several degrees warmer than what the computer model I'm about to show you is showing, which is important for the forecast for tonight. See, Red Bay's up to 30 now. Boonville's up to 30. Iuka 29. Savannah Airport coming in at 30 degrees. So we are starting to make some progress. Gunnersville coming in at 40 degrees. So we're starting to inch that colder air back to the northwest, and we're starting to get pavement temperatures in the Huntsville Metro near and above that freezing mark. Once you get into green on the map, the road temperatures then are above freezing, and that's when you start seeing some earnest melting from below as things start to warm up, and then as rain falls into that helps the melting process as well. But here we're at cyan and teal, no, road temperatures are still down into the 20s, so it's going to be a while before we see any earnest improvement here, but that will happen during the evening and the overnight hours. Here's the hour-by-hour Futurecast, and notice it's showing a lot of these areas 18 to 21. They're already 25, 27, 28. So the model's several degrees behind reality here, and we have to factor that into the forecast for the overnight. It's a few to several degrees too cool to reality back into Northeast Mississippi and into the Shoals Metro as well. So it's warming a little faster than what this model shows. And this model still gets us above freezing into the overnight, but it's probably going to happen a little faster and a little farther northwest than what this model shows. But changing over to rain for the overnight, I just think that rain line is going to be a little farther northwest here and not change over to a mix quite as early in these areas. I don't think it does that until closer to 10 a.m. to noon, but from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow, there could be a window where there's a little more of a little wintry mix and causing road issues across the area before things dry out. Maybe a flurry or two late tomorrow afternoon to end everything, and then whatever moisture is left on the roadways will refreeze. Whether it melts all in the liquid before it does that or not, it will refreeze into black ice going into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, carrying into Monday morning. So maybe a flurry or two to end stuff in Middle Tennessee tomorrow, but little to no additional snow accumulation. It's the icing issues, the travel issues, and once you get west of the Natchez Trace Parkway, I think that's where we have the greatest concern for scattered power outages across the area, especially from Hohenwald to Waynesboro down through Hardin County and down into Tishomingo County. That's where I would watch in our viewing area for the better chance of power outages. So winter storm warnings and ice storm warnings, winter weather advisories continue through tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Our next scheduled update is here at 5 o'clock. We'll be live at 5 o'clock with another update. And then we're going to scale back away from the live coverage for the overnight because we will be switching to rain in many areas for the overnight and getting some improvement in the road conditions overnight. Tomorrow morning, late morning, midday, and early afternoon, when we have that secondary window for a light wintry mix, Ben Luna will be available to do live updates from home should conditions warrant, and I think they might for at least a couple of hours. So Ben will be available tomorrow to do some live cut-ins from his home weather center, so be aware of that. Fred Gossage here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We'll be back at 5 o'clock with another live update before we scale away from our live coverage. Stay with Tennessee Valley Weather. We'll keep you advised.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.